guys, Coach Sky here. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys a really helpful tool to work in your gym. Sometimes our gym can get really busy. You might be scheduled for bars. Maybe it's not available. Maybe someone double booked by accident. So I'm going to show you how we can perform bars on the floor with a couple drills here. My first thing I want to show off is I've got my little floor bar here, and we could work on our cast shape. We're going to get down low into our plank shape. Make sure our tummy is nice and round, not saggy and low. And we could practice a couple little donkey kicks here. Jumping and trying to stay nice, tight, and hollow. Next thing we could also do with our small floor bar here is a squat on or a birdie perch. Starting off easier, I'll do the birdie perch. So I start in my plank shape, step both feet on, and straight jump off. We can also turn that into a squat on. We start in our plank, hop your feet on, and jump. Next drill, this is also going to help you with your squat ons. I've got a taller floor bar here and my big barrel. So I'm going to put my hands on the bar here and my shins up on the barrel. And we're going to pull your knees in and straighten back out, making sure that your shoulders aren't moving with you. You don't want to lean too far back. Keep yourself neutral, knees in and out. You can even try and hop your feet on and jump it off. Okay. All right, this next drill is going to also help with cast. This one takes two people. It's really fun. So I'm going to do 2 donkey kicks in my hollow shape like my cast. On the second one, Coach Chase here is going to roll the barrel under my legs. I got to catch it and hold that shape. So here we go. I go 1, 2, and I hold. Okay. Now this next drill is going to help us with our back hip circle or our underswing dismount. I'm going to hold on to my floor bar here nice and tight to my hips like I would for my back hip circle. And I'm going to get ready, 1, 2, 3, and fall back. Tight. Okay. This one's very similar to our fall back drill onto the mat. Now this one's more focused for the underswing shape. For this one, I'm going to need a little wall space. I'm going to have my body hollow and tight. I'm going to fall straight back, hold my hips up, and snap open with my arms. Make sure that they're not relaxing, okay? The key part of this is squeezing to keep your hips up off the wall as you do it. Okay, our next fun drill here, this is going to help us with our straddle soul circle dismount. So I've got my taller floor bar here set up in a nice squishy mat. I'm going to start in my plank shape, and when I'm ready, my feet are going to jump onto the bar in a straddle. I'm going to fall tightly to my butt. And make sure you hold on tight, okay? You don't want your feet to slip off or your hands. All right, now this one's for more of our advanced girls working on handstands on the bars, but since we are on the floor bar, really anyone could do this if they can do a handstand. We're going to start by kicking up to a handstand really hard in this mat, falling flat back on the other side onto your back. So I kick it up, fall tight. My other way I could do it is kick up this way, try not to fall over. I'm going to fall hollow on my belly, kind of like I'm preparing to go for a giant. So I kick it up, hollow, and be tight. All right, now this next thing, this is good for strengthening. I've got my floor bar here. We could do some press hold work. The first one I'm going to do is in my pike shape. So I'm going to pretend like I'm going to sit on the bar, but I'm actually going to press myself over it. I could also work a straddle one, hands in the middle, straddle over. And I can even try and do a little tuck hold over it. Knees up. Okay, moving on to the balance beam. This is also some more bars drills you can do if maybe floor's not available, bars isn't available, you're stuck with balance beam, but you really want to learn to swing on bars. So our first thing, this is for beginners. We could just push up to a nice tall front support. Hands on the beam, push up and hold. Our next thing that we could do, in our straddle shape, we can work on those casts just by pushing down, swinging, and going back. Swinging and going back. Moving on to a harder version, I could try and cast my legs up into a plank shape. And I could hop my feet in and stand up. I could even try and connect that motion. I could swing right into my tuck shape. Kind of like my squat on. Okay, our next fun thing that we could try, this one's for our thrill seekers. If you want to, if you got your mat stacked up on the end of the beam, you could stand on the edge of the high beam. This takes us back to that falling back drill for our back hip circle. I've got my pool noodle here. It's a little softer. I'm going to be my hollow shape, and I can be so brave, and I'm going to fall. And now if I want to make this ready for an underswing dismount, as I fall, I can also snap my arms up. Lastly, on our balance beam, training our bars activities, we can get stronger too. I like to have my littles do a koala hang under the beam. And for this one, I tell them to try and do their chin-ups on alternating sides. Go down, pull up, down, and up. Another thing we could try, this is a unique one, we could stick our arms out onto the balance beam. And we gotta be so strong in our shoulders and our abs for this. I'm gonna try and hold my legs out. We could even go open and close in it before I go back down. This one is really hard. We could try and do even a pullover on the beam, or at least to a candlestick. For this one, we're gonna go reverse grip underneath. I'm gonna try and push my hips up and try and hold it. If I can go all the way around. Ta-da! Working more on that hollow rainbow shape, one fun activity you can do on the balance beam. We can do our inchworm walks. So I'm gonna reach my hands down in my pike shape, walk my hands out to a push-up shape, and walk my toes back in. We can even walk back out. We could try a couple push-ups and see how many you could do in a row.